Good morning. It's morning for me here, about 11:15 in the morning. Matter of fact, I'm still working on some coffee. But I want to talk a little bit about some stuff, what's going on in Virginia as regards to the Second Amendment. I did another video on a similar subject that was aimed more toward Virginia, but I've decided that I'm going to be doing more of these on my channel. They won't be regular, but every time I get to a point where I think that I need to speak about something or want to speak about something, I will. If you're a subscriber and you're not interested in that kind of thing for whatever reason, then please feel free to disregard these videos. But there will be a section on this on my page, on my YouTube channel dedicated to this. But Virginia is in a mess. Most people in this country, unless you're living under a rock, okay, know what's going on up here. First of all, this is not a political rant. I am a Republican. I do vote Republican. But as you'll see as this conversation progresses, there's room for blame across the board. Republican, Democrat, Independent, I don't give a flip what side of political aisle the politicians are on. Alright? But January 20th, there's supposed to be a Second Amendment rally for our rights. Okay? And there's many people in the state of Virginia that can go, should go to that. And if you're from out of state, come on up and join us. Okay? But now the Virginia Assembly, I think is what it's called, are supposed leaders. By the way, they're not leaders. They are elected officials. Now, we've elected them to lead, in other words, to make decisions that need to be made for us. But they're elected officials. They're public servants. That's what they are. They're not kings. They're not princes. They're none of those things. Okay? But they ran into the General Assembly as fast as they could, with no announcement, no briefing. They didn't send out a copy of this proposal nor anything like that for anyone to see. But they ran in real quick and they passed a measure that says that you can't carry legally on Capitol grounds or anywhere around it, because they're scared to death. Okay, they're stupid to be, but they are. They're scared to death of law-abiding gun owners when you ought to be afraid of their ideas that they themselves are proposing, because all they do is add to the crime and the wickedness that's going on in this country. And I won't get into too much of it, but what I would say is it's not the average citizen that we should fear. It's the criminals and the wicked element that doesn't give a flip what law it is that's passed. And to strip the citizens' rights away from them to be able to defend themselves is tantamount to almost them committing murder themselves. Okay? To take my right away from me, to defend my family and protect myself against an increasingly evil and wicked society, okay, is the same as murder or manslaughter. If they come in, if something wicked and evil happens and I die or my family dies through lack of my not being able to defend myself, because I can't wait 10 minutes, 20 minutes for the police to get here. All right. If somebody's on me or mine and I got to get them off, I need to be able to defend myself. And to me, that's tantamount to manslaughter or murder on the leadership's part, on the elected officials' part. Okay? But you have to understand something. They don't care. See, the thing of it is these guys and gals, they have this idea, and I don't care whether we're talking about Republican or Democrat. Now, right now, The General Assembly is led by the Democratic Party in Virginia, and the Democratic Party is more open about this. Okay, about the fact that they really don't give a flying flip what you and I think. In other words, they think that they were elected by us because we're too stupid to be able to take care of ourselves. And we don't know what's good for us and can't manage our own lives. So they need to do it because they're so special. And they're so intelligent and intellectual, and they have so much more. They're so much better than all of us. It reminds me of, monarchies in times past. You remember the old, let them eat cake. It's like back in feudal days, and in a lot of countries in this world today, the leadership, the king or the whoever it is that's actually in charge of the country, the royalty or whatever, they don't give a flying flip about the people. They just want to, get what they want, okay? And they feel that they were either born at a higher status or there's something special about them, and they don't care what the people think. They rule however they want to rule. And this is where we're at in this country today, and we've been this way a long time now, and we screwed up last election because what we did is what we always do. We've always done in this country. When there's a problem, when our elected officials aren't working together, what we do is we split them up, and we give half of it. We give like the Senate to one side and the Congress to the other, and then we think that that's going to force them to work together to compromise. The only problem is they haven't compromised in a really long time. All they do is act like little children and want to take their ball and go home. All right? So as Americans, we need to wake up and understand that crap doesn't work anymore because they don't care. And the sad part about it is you're looking at people in our government that think you're the stupidest thing on the face of the planet, and they have to do everything but wipe your rear end for you because you don't have sense enough to do any of it yourself. All right? But you're going to go vote for them again. Now, look, I believe in voting. Don't get me wrong. I believe you ought to exercise that right. But you need to open your eyes and recognize that, look, things aren't the way they used to be. And we've got to make decisions that will curtail some of this trash that's going on. And the Virginia Assembly, our elected officials in Richmond, they live under armed guards. They're safe and sound wherever they are, all right? And they don't care about us. So they rushed into the assembly and they passed this law. What it is they think they can sit up there and sit behind their protected fences and sit behind their armed guards, sit behind the police and all of that, all right? And they're safe from us. And they think they can play around and play games and just pass laws and we can't do anything about it. Something better change, and it better change soon. Or we're going to end up being little serfs and they're going to be kings. See, the thing of it is what we've got is a situation where the politicians want to stay in power. And they don't want to, that's why we have so much trouble nationally, and I won't get into that. But you have a party that lost, okay? They lost this last election. And I told people back when Al Gore lost and the Democrats threw a hissy fit and called George Bush illegitimate and played that game the whole time he was in office, that every time the Democrats lost, this is what they were going to do. And they lost to Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, they flipping lost, okay? And they don't like it. They don't like the fact that Americans voted him in. So they go, well, these people are stupid. So we've got to do something to consolidate our base and consolidate our power. They've broken the Constitution numerous times, trying to get him. Nobody wants to talk about that. Okay? I have no proof of anything they've accused him of. All right, please understand, I'm not a Donald Trump sycophant. All right? I never liked him. I never liked his attitude. I never liked the way he spoke. I never liked the way he acted. I never liked the conceit and all of that. I never liked him. But what I like about him, and the reason I voted for him, the reason I vote for him again, is because he said flat out just tells them what he thinks. And they go, oh, because they can't take it. And I love it because somebody, somewhere, has got to do that. Okay? So every time he opens his mouth and they go, oh, I'm coming, Elizabeth. Okay? I like that. And I don't care. Okay? Because we're at a point now where it don't flipping matter. So I just well vote for somebody that I know is going to, cause them some problems. Somebody has to say something to them to keep them recognizing that, hey, it's not the phony baloney job I thought it was, I'm not as important as I think I am, and all this other stuff. Okay, and so I'm good with that. All right, but as Americans, we're going to have to do something. Look, I don't know what's coming in Virginia. This wickedness, that's what it is. When you start talking about depriving me and my family of protection, okay, that's wicked. It's evil, and I don't appreciate it. I don't know what's coming, and I got to watch myself because I got to be careful how I speak now. Because otherwise I'll be on a list somewhere, probably on 2 or 3 of them already. I don't really care. Alright? But the less people know, the better, which maybe that means I shouldn't speak on the subject at all, but I'm sorry, I'm not a coward. I'm not going to turn and turn my back. I'm not going to go hide somewhere. I'm not going to be quiet and just go along with things. That time is over. Somebody somewhere, as citizens in this state, we need to band together and say, look, we've had enough. We're done. Somebody needs to recall Mr. Northam from office. These politicians need to see the writing on the wall that politically they're dead. Now, I'm not talking physically. I'm not advocating physical violence or anything like that. But these politicians that want to take away our rights, they want to take away our life, because that's what it is. When you start talking about removing my firearm from my possession so that the crooks can come in and do whatever they please, you're talking about taking my life. That's what you're talking about. That's dead serious crap right there. And I will not just stand by and let it happen. Sorry, not going to happen. And there are millions of gun owners in Virginia that feel the same way. We got to get together. And one of the things we got to do is we got to stop fighting amongst ourselves. People, open carry instead of concealed carry. Hey, everybody's carrying. However they carrying doesn't make a flip, okay? Both of you are carrying. Or the fudge. And you know what? The Democrats and the Republican politicians, all of them that are in this mess and trying to create this mess and trying to take our rights, they don't agree with each other. They got a lot of crap that they disagree with each other vehemently, really, really, really heavily oppose ideas and philosophies, differences all over the place. But you know what? They know how to set that crap aside so they can attack us. As gun owners in Virginia, as gun owners in the United States, we're going to have to learn to kind of live and let live. If a person is pro 2A, then we need to welcome them in. All right? And we need to stop dividing ourselves. Look, we can hash all that crap out later. But this needs to be a brotherhood now. A brotherhood and a sisterhood. We need to band together and set aside whatever differences it is that we have and create a solid wall against this. That's the only way we're going to win. If we continue to kill our own, we're going to die. We're going to lose. Okay? That's flat out. So look, January 20th, it's coming. Don't let them stop you from coming. Doesn't matter what law they pass. Come on up. All right. Bless you. I'll talk to you later.